Hi guys, welcome to the Afterwork channel. This is the third episode, and uh, today I'm gonna talk about the languages we are using for data scientists or machine learning engineers. Here's the story. Yesterday, I with my friends had a Friday night for Jeopardy game. And before the game, we discussed a little bit about what our current work and one of my friends is preparing for the data science interview. She mentioned how many SACU's interview will be in the data science. That's a very interesting topic. And we briefly discussed what is the most important thing for to learn SQL. And because we also studied together at USC for the database class, it's CS 585. Actually, most of the knowledge in that class is kind of outdated. They give you a lot of information about the the DBMS and pretty traditional and database and a little bit in NoSQL. But I think the most important thing is how to use this SQL language to query the data, analyze the data, and get insights from the data. And so that's kind of motivate me to do this episode to analyze what kind of language we are using for machine learning or data scientist. I'm not a data scientist. I just a software engineer who is doing a machine learning stuff for recommendation searching and for ads. And so let's get started. So today, because we want to see what language we're using, it's something from my experience, but we can go through the job description from Google and Facebook about machine learning and data scientists to see how their requirements are. I think we can get some insights from the job description, and also I would just share the experience about mine and how do we use the language in the different components of end-to-end machine learning pipeline. Right. Actually, this one is I just Google, just let you know, I just Google machine learning engineer on Google careers. So they have different machine learning positions. I think we just go to just like the normal one, like software and in yeah, just as you guys know, for Google and Facebook, they don't call it machine learning engineers, they call software engineer for machine learning. I think that's a pretty, most of the time the machine learning engineers, they are also a software engineer. They are not only doing machine learning stuff, they also doing the infra and the online serving, this kind of a thing. So I think the software machine learning, software engineer and machine learning, it's a more accurate term for that position. And let's go check this one. Yes. Let's open it here to see how the description is. The minimum, as we can see, this time we'll focus on the language. They have so many requirements. We probably will walk through and analyze what we are really using. What we will do in the real case. But this time, let's focus on the Java and C++ and the Python. And this is about the machine learning part. We'll talk about in the several other episodes later. And the technology, TensorFlow, of course, TensorFlow, PyTorch, machine learning. But this time, oh, okay. Ability to speak and write in English fluently. Yeah, that's I'm trying to working on. So it's try to practice more English and speak more fluently when you're gonna share your thoughts and your knowledge to other teammates if you can speak very well and communicate very well, and definitely that's way more efficient and save money for the company. So as we see here, it's just like Java, C, and C++, and the Python. Yeah. So that's from Google's machine learning engineer. Let's check the Facebook one. So this is the pretty typical one at Facebook careers. Is software machine responsibility. What's the language here? Yeah, they mentioned it. It's for C, C++, and Java. They also mentioned like a Perl and Python, PHP, and the JavaScript, definitely. Facebook, PHP, yes. Perl, is anyone still using it? I don't know. I heard of it, but I never learned it. And okay, seems like for software engineer, machine learning, they didn't mention like SQL, but I'm a software machine learning, and somehow I use SQL a lot. That's just like a very interesting, question to me. Like why I'm kind of like a mixed position. Why I use SQL so much in my daily work, and so let's check some data science positions here. It's from Google. It's typical, just a Google data scientist. Let's go check. Here we go. So, data analysis and R, yeah, I learned it, but I rarely use it. I don't really know how to use it. Is Python, of course, MATLAB. Okay, I do know it, but I rarely use it. Pandas, of course, and SQL. Yeah, finally. So it means like data scientists will use SQL is a requirement ability for a data scientist. It doesn't have to be the mandatory requirement for machine learning engineers, I guess, but somehow we use it a lot. And so that's the language, R, Python, and SQL. Let's go check the Facebook one here. Yeah, I think Facebook one also had similar requirements. Like the leverage tools like R, Tableau, Python, and SQL to do a data analyst. And I think that makes sense. So that's just like, so the language mainly for machine learning is Python, C, C++, and Java. And for data scientists, it could be Python, R, SQL. And that's interesting because my daily work is kind of mixed. To me, the top three languages I'm using in my daily work is Python, and Java, and SQL. I probably spend 1/3 of time using SQL to analyze the data, try to find the useful features, and also doing some data feature engineering to to do a model exploration and feature exploration. And after we have some sample data training exploration model, if the offline performance like using a log loss, it's better, it's promising, we will consider to train a production model. So after the SQL and the experimental model training, we probably will we'll train another product model and deploy it on a online serving system developed by Java. So that's the reason why I still using Java. It's for product environment, we use Java as the backend. And for Python, it's we most of the time we use the notebook, by leveraging the TensorFlow, scikit-learn, and XGBoost, or PyTorch to train different models for different feature sets. So that's what we usually do. So it's pretty interesting. So I definitely have another puzzling thing to me is what the difference between software machine learning versus data scientists. It seems like the tools they are using is pretty similar. I think one of the things difference for software machine learning, we can do data analyze And also we can support the data infra to do ETL. And for feature engineering, we can also train the models and deploy the models to the production environment. For data scientists, I'm thinking they probably focus on the later part is to data analyze. And after data analyze, they probably train a model and get insights, share the knowledge. Probably it will help some other software engineer to develop a model, then deploy it to the product environment. I don't think data scientists will support the product system and make code changes and deploy the model to the product environment. So that maybe that's the difference. I think different companies have different roles for data scientists. Uh, I may not correct. That's just my observation. And yeah, so to me, even I'm just like software engineer focusing on machine learning, but 1/3 of the time is using SQL to analyze the data, get insights, and share the knowledge to the team, and find in use find opportunities to improve our machine learning pipeline, and also find some insights like is there something wrong with the data or is there something different inside the data. And and I think that SQL first, then the Python, train models, and okay, yeah, just summary. So initially we spent a lot of time use SQL to analyze the data, either the raw data or the joined data for features, user sessions, and user labels. And after that, we probably train using Python and to train the models by leveraging TensorFlow, PyTorch, or train models like XGBoost. And after the experimental exploration, we probably will train a product model. At that time, we need to deploy the model on a Java-powered backend system. So that's the time we also have to write Java and support the online features. And yeah, that's the top three language I'm using. I think in the different companies, the online product environments may different. I know Google are probably using C++, Facebook maybe C++ as well, or maybe it's mixed or C++ plus Java. But pretty similar. I think we're doing the similar thing. Yeah, I think that's about it. And so learn SQL. It will help you to find opportunities, will save you a lot of time and make you happier. Okay, thank you guys.